Hey everyone, today we're jumping into something that's so easy to forget when you're in a rush to build and ship, protecting the unique look and feel of your product. And look, this isn't about boring legal stuff. This is a core business strategy that can give you a serious competitive edge. Let's get right into it. This really just says it all, doesn't it? That connection a user has with your product, it's almost always tied directly to its design. That feeling of trust, that little bit of delight, that's not just window dressing. It's a real, valuable asset. And right here is where the problem starts. Teams will spend months, even years, perfecting that user experience. But the legal protection for that feeling is totally forgotten. What that means is one of your most important business assets is just sitting out in the open, completely vulnerable. When you ignore the visual side of what you've built, you're not just taking a small risk. You're basically leaving the front door wide open with a welcome mat for competitors. This is an open invitation for them to come in, confuse your market, and water down the brand you're pouring your heart into. Think about what actually happens when someone copies you. It's not just that you might lose a few customers, it's about losing clarity. Suddenly, there's another product out there that feels like yours, that taps into the trust you built. Your brand gets blurry, and that slow leak of momentum, it can be absolutely devastating. So, what do we do about this? How do we defend ourselves? Well, the first part of the answer is what we can think of as the armor or the body of your product. This is design protection, and it's all about guarding the physical look of what you've created. Okay, let's be super clear about what this means. Design protection is a legal shield for the unique visual appearance of your product. The key thing to get here is that it's not about what your product does. It's about how it looks while it's doing it. And what's so powerful here is how specific you can get. We're talking about the overall shape and form, the exact layout on the screen, the way you've arranged different elements, even that hard-to-define look of your entire user interface. All of these visual pieces can be defended. All right, if you take one thing away from this section, let it be this. Don't wait until you have traction. Please, do not wait. By the time your product is a hit, it's too late. People are already copying you. The smart play is to protect a stable draft early on. You're not just floating an idea at that point, you're planting your flag. But of course, a product is more than just its bones. It has a personality, a voice. You could call it a soul. So now, let's talk about the second shield in our arsenal, copyright. This protects the creative stuff that actually lives inside your product. Now, copyright is an amazing tool because it's automatic. The second you create something original, a line of text, a custom icon, an illustration, boom, it's protected. You don't have to file a single piece of paper for that basic protection to kick in. It's a tool that you already have. And just look at how much of your product is creative content. We're talking about the helpful text in your onboarding, those original illustrations, that custom icon set you designed, even the screenshots you use for marketing. All of these human touches that give your product its charm, they're covered. So you can really start to see how these two work in tandem, right? Design protection guards the structure, the skeleton. Then copyright comes in and protects the creative soul, the writing, the art, the personality that lives inside that structure. They're perfect partners. Okay, let's put this all together. Because using just one of these shields is good, but using them both, that creates a defense that's way, way more powerful. This is the dual protection playbook, and is how you turn your product into a fortress. This lays it out perfectly. Think of it like this. Design protection is for the body. It's a deliberate act. You have to register it. But copyright is for the soul, and it's an automatic shield that protects your creative work from the moment it exists. When you use both, you're covered from the outside in. The fortress analogy just makes this crystal clear. First, you build your outer wall. That's your design rights, protecting the whole structure. Then, you secure the inner keep. That's your copyright, guarding all the creative valuables inside. Together, you don't just have a single wall, you have a layered, truly defensible fortress. So what's the end game here? What does this actually do? It makes copying you a massive pain. A competitor can't just change a few colors and call it a day, because they might still be infringing on your copyrighted icons or text. It forces them to actually innovate instead of just imitate. Okay, let's talk about the payoff. Because this is not just some legal theory. This is about building a competitive moat. It's about translating this legal strategy directly into real, tangible business value that everybody, from founders to investors, cares about. For investors, when they see that you've protected your product's look and feel, they see something more than just a cool idea. They see a defensible business. It tells them you're serious, you're thinking long-term, and that makes you a much more attractive investment. And for your competitors? Well, it draws a very clear line in the sand. Most of these disputes never see the inside of a courtroom. They get settled with a single letter. Having these protections in place gives you incredible leverage to shut those problems down fast.
But honestly, what's the biggest benefit for you, the person actually building this thing? It's freedom. It's the freedom to stop constantly looking over your shoulder. It's the freedom to put all your energy into building and growing, instead of wasting it playing defense against copycats.
This quote really changes the whole mindset. You have to stop thinking of legal protection as an expense. It's not. It's an investment. It's like buying land. It's a real, concrete asset that actually grows in value as your company does.
So here's the bottom line. Your product isn't just a pile of code or a pretty design. It's a complete package. It has structure, creativity, and a real identity. It has layers of value, and it deserves to be protected that way. And I'll just leave you with this final thought, because that moment will come. A competitor is going to copy your work, and when they do, what position do you want to be in? Do you want to be firing off an angry email that they can just ignore? Or do you want to be sending a formal legal notice that has real teeth? The choice is yours.